Falling Stars War of Empires. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. Falling Stars War of Empires is a fast, four-placed 4x strategy game where each decision you make forces the game to evolve differently every time you play. Command hundreds of ships in battle, resolve intricate political agendas, and discover the deep interplanetary relations of the galaxy. So what is Falling Stars War of Empires? Well, first of all, this is a review copy that I've had, and I've played it through a couple of times. There has been a couple of bugs found, and the developers have pretty much jumped on it straight away, even before the game was released. I emailed them. They've been really quick to respond, so the developers do seem to be on the ball with things, which is nice to know. So let's go on with the game. I love 4X space sims especially. I just love the whole expand, explore, exterminate, and what's the other one? What's the other one? Expand, explore, exterminate. Breasts, apparently. It's not breasts, it's exploit, and exploiting the resources. So with this game, it's a hex-based, turn-based strategy, space management, planet-destroying, fleet fighting conquest game, and it's quite good. I've quite enjoyed it. Essentially how it plays out is this: you all start from a planet. There's 4 races to choose from. There's the little Yoda-like people who love diplomacy. There's the Borg-like people that can kind of lay waste to entire planets. There's the lesbians who represent humanity. It's like all run by women, so obviously they're bound to be lesbians. And there's the savage, brutal barbarians, which is the Rex series, who I'm actually playing at the minute. And each one has their own little perks, though they're not really massively different. The basic strategy is take over as many planets as you can, because each planet will give you influence, fuel, and resources. And with the resources, you build more spaceships. With the fuel, you move your spaceships, and with the influence, you can vote on, because at the end of every turn there's a big vote on some current issue, and that can give you victory points, which will win you the game, because the game is won or lost on victory points. You set how many victory points you need to win the game, anywhere from 10 to 100, and that will determine the length of the game. If you want a quick game, set it to 10. If you want a big game, set it to 100. That kind of thing. You can also control whether the universe is sparse with resources and planets, or you get full control over the game. So you can make the game as long or as short as you want. If you want huge, massive fleets and a long-winded game, you can do that. If you just want a quickie, you can. So once you start the game, you want to be building ships. There's only 4 types of ships in this. There's dreadnoughts, cruisers, carriers, and fighters. You also have ground troops as well. Now, basically, to take over a planet, you move into a hex, providing you have enough fuel to do so. Bring a carrier in with troops on, and you can then right-click on the carrier and take over the planet. Now, it's that easy. And once you take over the planet, you just immediately build a orbital space station, which can then build ships at that planet on the next turn. It all seemed a bit too easy to do that, and I was just spreading out, conquering planets left, right and centre, building space stations and turfing out ship after ship after ship, and that's what the enemy does. Now, you can barter with planets, but I don't see the point when you can just simply click I'm having it and have it all. I mean, I don't actually see the point at all in saying, excuse me, I have 60,000 billion spaceships in orbit, but give us a few of your resources. Can I have some fuel, please, and some other stuff, please? You're not going to do that. You're just going to say, hey, fuckers, yield or fucking die. All right. So as the game progresses, you then can start researching things, and researching works like this. There's 4 different types of research. There's weapons, diplomacy, strategic, and and what happens is they're different color coded. You see, they're in red, blue, yellow, and green, I believe. Now, at first, you can only research one that has a number 1 next to it. That's the bottom tier. Once you've researched a bottom tier 1, you can then research a second tier 1, and then once you've researched the second tier 1, you can research a third tier 1. And this is kind of goes for all of the things you can research in this game. You also have these bonus actions, which you can use before and during a battle, like retreating or calling in pirate fleets to help you and things like that. So there's a lot of other little things going on. It's not just a case of there's my ships, there's your ships, let's have a fight. There's a lot of other things going on. And because there's 4 races at war in the galaxy, and you can make the map as big as you want as well. You can make the map a lot bigger or smaller. It means it's quite brutal. I mean, at the game that I was playing, I started spreading out to the centre, and both my flanks came under attack, and it looked as if the Borg, they're not really the Borg, I just call them the Borg, had made friends with Yoda. They'd stopped fighting amongst themselves, so it looks like they'd made a bit of an alliance, and they were coming down my left flank, and it was getting pretty intense. So, you know, I built a shitload of ships, and I had my first major battle. And the problem with the battles in this game is you blink and they're over. It's like, what happens? Let's say you have 50 ships attacking 50 ships, so that's 100. You'll get these 2 grids, and your ships are at the bottom, their ships are at the top. The way the combat works is the front rows will be the only ones that can be attacked. So you've got to get to your second row of ships, you've got to decimate the front row. So you put all your kind of, you know, you put the French on the front row, you know, the ones that don't really, you know, and then you'd keep the British well at the back, you know what I'm saying? And the French, throw the French, and the Spaniards would put them on the second, no, put the Spaniards on the front row, then the French, and I'll take that. I'll cut that out. So you put the people that you don't care about much. That's even worse, because now people know you don't care about the Spanish or the French. I love the French. So I'll cut all this out. Right, start from right. So you put on the front rows your least important French and Spanish. And when the battle starts, obviously they're the ones that will die first. But the problem is, it's over so fast, you don't even see who's firing it to, what they're even firing, or anything. You can't interact with anything during the battle. It's just kind of lock, positions, start, poof, over. Huh, you won. Oh, okay. And I want more than that. You know, you want more than that in a battle. You know, you just do. You want more than that in a battle. It should be at least 10 times slower than that, and maybe even give you a little bit of control over who you're going to shoot at. You know, I just found that was a bit, I was scratching my head at that. But anyway, as I moved on through the game, I was enjoying myself, because there is a strategy involved. You've got to watch your borders. You've got to look at the strength of enemy fleets that's coming towards you. You've got to try your best at bringing up your fleets to match them, or you're going to end up losing planets as they attack. So there's all this strategy going on, and there's some huge battles as well. It did scratch the itch for a 4X space strategy game. There's a bit more to it than this. It does have multiplayer co-op, apparently, but obviously I couldn't see anyone playing it. But it does have it in there somewhere. There's some niggles. For example, the ships, when they're in the hex, are really close to each other, and it's hard to select what you want. Like, you want a carrier? I want me fucking carrier. You know, I can't... It's so difficult to select the ships. They need a better way of doing it. The whole UI is just not very good at all. It needs redoing, in my opinion. One of the problems with this game is the units stack on top of each other in the hex. So you might have 7 carriers. Now, fighters and soldiers can only move within a carrier. So what you do is you move the fighters and the soldiers to the carriers and tell them to embark and go inside and dock. But you don't know which carrier they're going into. And so at the beginning of the game, this can screw you up big time, because I loaded all my fighters and my soldiers into the carriers, but then I wanted to move a carrier that had soldiers into this planet I'd discovered, but I didn't know which one, and I had to move 4 carriers until I found one that had actually fucking ground troops in. Then pretty much the very next turn, I wanted to move a carrier that I assumed would have soldiers in to a hex. The arrow pointed that it was going to move to this hex, but it didn't. It moved to a different hex. You know, it's a very sloppy UI. It needs fixing. It's just not good enough. This game, pretty much, I had to start again because I screwed myself over. This is the problem with 2D in this type of game. You know, you need to be able to see the ships. They shouldn't stack on top of each other, you know, not carriers, or there should be a way of being able to click on the carriers and then a sub-menu open where you can select a specific carrier, maybe a one that has ground units in, and move that, because having it like this is no good. I have noticed that this was brought up on the forums, and the developer has responded and said that they're going to do something to fix this in the next patch, which should be tonight, or might even already be in the game now. But I found it pretty poor, to be honest with you. So is it worth buying? Well, it is a good game. There is no question about that. It is a fun game. If you're into these kind of strategy games, you'll probably enjoy it. There's a lot of flaws need fixing with it though. For example, a lot of the things you can do just seem pointless. I mean, diplomacy, you know, just take over the planets. You know, you don't actually need to negotiate anything. It's just take them over. I don't see any reason why. And I also found that I was winning on my very first game significantly faster than anybody else. My victory points were just flying up. I was light years ahead of everybody else. They just didn't seem to be good enough. And also the votes at the end of each turn don't seem to impact enough. There should be really devastating, more brutal, and you know, you should lose like ships. You should lose the ability to make ships for an entire turn. You know, anywhere. You should lose planets. You know, that it should be brutal, the actual voting system. There's tweaking needed, but I'm sure they will tweak it as well. But there's a big problem with it, and that's the price. This game is £30, guys. £30. You're into the AAA. And as you can see by looking at it, this isn't a AAA game at all. I mean, it's not worth anywhere near £29. It just isn't. The developer's nice, he's a nice guy, but man, talk about overpricing. This has been way overpriced. It's the same price as Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion, but it isn't as good. I mean, you just need to look at the graphics on Sins of a Solar Empire. Sins of a Solar Empire also has the depth of this. It needs to be priced under games that offer pretty much the same as this, but with way better implementation. It's not for me to say how much a product is worth, but when I first was given this game, it didn't have a price. I had no idea. And after playing the game for a few hours, I kind of thought, I know exactly what this guy's done here. He has taken all the essence that makes a good 4X strategy space sim, but he's cut down on all the floss. There's no cutscenes and all that. He's cut down on all that. And he's just give us the basic gameplay without the snazzy graphics, and he's probably going to sell it for like £15 or something. And I thought, wow, this is going to do well. And then when I emailed him and asked him the price, and I saw it on Steam today for £29, I mean, it's 25% off at the moment, so you can get it for £22, but that's priced at the same price as Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion. I mean, you can get Sins of a Solar Empire and all of the add-ons, the DLCs, for $29.99. You know, it's priced at AAA quality. It's going head to head with these highly polished 4X strategy games. I mean, on May the 8th, we've got Stellaris coming out. I mean, I know that's £5 more than this, but it looks amazing. It's the same type of game. And you can't sell a game that looks like this and plays like this at the same price as the likes of Sins of a Solar Empire. So that's a big problem. It's just not worth the price, unfortunately. As much as I want to thumb this up because I really like the developer, I think he's got a really fun game here, I can't possibly say £30 is worth it for this, so I'm going to have to thumb it down. But if you do see it in the sales, once some of these issues is fixed, I think it's going to be well worth picking up, because there is a good game under there once you get past some of the problems with it, and I've had fun with it. So if you want to see a playthrough that I'm doing, if you check my other channel out, I don't think it'll be up quite yet, but it's going to be going up over the next few days. So there you go, guys. That's Falling Stars War of Empires, and unfortunately at this price, it's just not worth a buy.